it?
It's Miss Universe Philippines, so I think it's like a major change for everyone.
I think I have to be more feminine. Well, obviously, I'm more on the androgynous side.
I'm really looking forward to the trainings, and because I heard that there are a lot of intensive trainings in Miss Universe Philippines.
To left and turn to right. Then you carry on again with another step. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk again.
At the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it really boils down to confidence.
Yo, what's up, Real Talk Darbs? Back at it again with another Facebook Live. I hope everybody is having a good time. I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening or good afternoon or good morning. Whatever part you are in the world who's watching this right now or nakikinig sa podcast, I hope you are well. Tonight is a very special night kasi mapapalibutan na naman si Kuya Darbs ng mga magagandang mga binibini. Sana all. And tonight is a very special night because we're going to be having another interesting topic. And I think this is mostly tackled towards woman empowerment. And for sure, sa lahat ng mga strong, independent woman dyan na nakikinig, this is gonna be giving you a lot of value when it comes to self-awareness na naman. And relax ka lang dyan, and we're gonna be discussing that later on. But before that, I just wanted to tell everybody that this live is powered by Miss Universe Philippines. And Miss Universe Philippines is having another, what do you call this? Show that is called Ring Light. Ano nga ba yung Ring Light, Kuya Darbs? This is the first ever fundraising series that goes behind the scenes and beyond the spotlight to show the journey to the crown. Now, each episode takes the viewers behind the spotlight and shows what it truly takes to become a beauty queen with a purpose. Now, viewers will witness behind-the-scene activities, rigorous training, and different challenges proving that beauty is more than just skin deep. Now, ang first episode po nila, it's titled Lights On. Papalabas po yan malapit na September 27. In this episode, the ladies will talk about their passions, hopes, motivations as well. You can also join them as they explore their hometowns, learn about their history, and find out what drives them to go onto this journey to pursue the crown. And paano nga ba ako bumili niyang subscription na yan, Kuya Darbs? Where can I find it? Now, first off, the subscription will only cost you 299 pesos. This includes 5 episodes na, plus the preliminaries, which is swimsuit and evening gown. And of course, that is included na din yung question and answer episode. And of course, the coronation night. To find out who is going to take home the crown, you have to subscribe to www.empire.ph. www.empire.ph. Cool? So ano nga ba ang topic natin tonight, Tito Darbs? Tito Darbs. Oh, nandito ka na naman. Bakit? Kasi Tito Darbs, gusto ko pong malaman kung paano nga ba ako ibigin. Bakit ikaw? Ano ka ba? Strong independent woman kasi ako with Tito Darbs. So I wanna know for people or for the people who will love me, kung paano ako ibigin. So, I want them to know what a strong independent woman is and how to love a strong independent woman. Drama mo naman. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna discuss that topic tonight. We're gonna find out. We're gonna get to know a strong, independent woman. Getting to know them is very important. Bakit? For us to know how to love them in the first place. And because of that, we're going to be joined by strong, independent women themselves who's going to help us with the topic and answer it. Now, first off, syempre, tutulungan tayo ng isa sa mga candidates of Miss Universe. She is a professional voice talent, a volunteer teacher, and loves writing poetry. Let us all welcome Miss Ivana Camille Pasis representing Makati City. Good evening!
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Darbs. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Ivana, how are you? How's things? How's life? How's your heart?
I'm good. I've been busy lately, but I'm still enjoying the fact that I get to spend more time with my family because we're still in quarantine somehow. Quite busy because I've been doing a lot of preparations because our coronation night is fast approaching. It's on October 25, so there are still a lot of things to do, and now I'm busy with training as well because the coronation is coming soon. So I really, really want to prepare for the finals night. And if you're gonna ask me kung kamusta yung heart ko, moving on. Wow, ganda ganda no. I'm moving on.
I see. That's good to know. That's good to know. And curious lang ako, Ivana. Doon sa training, what is one of the most challenging things that you did recently na hindi mo pa na-experience previously?
You mean by the preparation for Miss
Yeah,
Universe?
preparations, training. Because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted them to know what does it take for them to be in this Miss Universe. So just give us a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
a
I
hint.
see.
Oh,
Yeah, so because when you join a pageant, of course, you need to know the foundations, which is the passerella, the Q&A, personality development. You also need to know your styling, fashion-wise, and also your hair and makeup. So you really need to, aside from getting to know yourself deeper and be able to present yourself well on cam or to the viewers or to the audience on stage, you also need to be able to know yung mga foundations nga, like what I said, like the passerella and the Q&A training. So I think yung pinaka-struggle ko during this pandemic was that I wasn't really able to train my passerella because I live in a very small space, so I don't really have that much space to train for my passerella. That's why I'm so happy to be back in training again because it's been a while and it's a necessity kasi for any beauty pageant that you know how to walk well sa stage.
I see. So that was the term pala, pasarela. Amazing.
Yeah,
Something that
or
I love
catwalk.
about
Yeah.
catwalk. Okay, that is a more
Mhm.
common term. Now, my question for you is, um, do you consider yourself a feminist? Ba? So before you answer that, just
Mhm.
in case mga taong nakalimutan kung what is the definition of being a feminist, feminism, advocacy of women's right on the basis of the equality of sexes. So if I'm gonna ask you, do you consider yourself as one?
Actually, yes, I do agree that men and women should have equal rights, especially here in the Philippines, diba? We have this kumaga mindset or the kind of upbringing that yung girls need to be, or women, to be exact, should be just staying at home or doing the household chores, and yung men yung magtatrabaho for the family or to provide for the family. I think I personally grew up in that kind of setting or mindset. It's something that has been a part of our culture as Filipinos. So it's good na nowadays, through the modern times, we are now able to really present kung bakit nga ba talaga mahalaga ang feminism or campaigning for feminism. Though there are pros and cons sa campaign na to, hindi lahat ng women are also not all women are feminists and hindi rin lahat ng guys disagree with feminism. So it has a lot of components that you really need to study or tackle well because it's really a very broad topic, diba? If we will discuss it. So yeah, for me it is. It's really important that women and men have the same rights, the same opportunities, and the same right to work and to live free from violence as well.
Very nice answer. Thank you very much for that. And because of that, meron akong isang follow-up question. Or basically, since you consider yourself as feminist, and I can really see, and I believe you consider yourself as a strong, independent woman, what do you advise, what do you advise men who finds you intimidating?
Oh wow. I think I would just tell them that whatever you see in a person, whether if yung person na yun that you want is a girl or a boy or whoever it is in your life, the way you perceive them is it's just something, right? It's all in your head. Whenever we meet people for the first time, we see I mean, we create a lot of different impressions towards them. Maybe ganito sila, maybe ganyan, they're a bit suplada or they're intimidating. But for me, it really depends with the person. I think my advice to men who find me intimidating is to get to know me first. I think, yun nga, hindi lang naman men something that I observed myself is that people get intimidated by me. Hindi lang yung men, actually, even like girls then, or some people that I get to meet before, nung hindi pa tayo nasa pandemic, na they see me as a very suplada or something like that. But I'm not. I'm such a very funny person. I love throwing jokes here and there, pranks here and there. So yeah, I think you just really need to get to know the person first. I'm a conversationalist, so I love talking to people. I love hearing other people's stories. So a hi or hello wouldn't hurt if you really want to get to know someone.
A hi or just a hello would the trick.
Yeah, or kamusta? Mm.
Cool. Thank you very much for answering those wonderful questions.
Thank you.
Would you wanna tell them about you're promoting the campaign or yung mga beneficiaries
Yes,
mo?
during
One more
light
thing about
series.
yourself.
Yes, so if you guys haven't subscribed yet to Ring Light series, please do use my referral code. It's RL Makati. So for Makati City, my chosen beneficiary is my neighbor. Her name is Ate Maricris. So she's a little person, but despite that, she's a mom, she's a wife, and she really works hard for her family to be able to provide for her family. So during the daytime, she sells yung mga daing, puto konsyentan, other merienda to our neighborhood, to our community. And I am so inspired by her story because even if, like, parang despite her size, she really seems to be the phenomenal woman in the lives of her family. That's why I really got inspired by her story. And a little background lang, because my official hashtag in Miss Universe Philippines is Ivana ang Pinay. And one of the reasons why I chose that hashtag for my advocacy is because I wanna show to the world yung mga that Pinays in general are multifaceted, they're very talented, and whichever size, color, or um, age you are in, you are a phenomenal woman. So my beneficiary, Ate Maricris, is a phenomenal woman herself. That's why I got inspired by her.
Cool. Thank you very much, Miss Ivana. I'll see you again later.
Thank you,
Syempre, meron pa
Dar. See you
tayong follow-up.
later.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
All
you
right.
dropping by.
Thanks to
I'll see you
everyone
again.
who's saying hi to the comments sa comment section.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I'll see you again later, ha, Miss Ivana. Yon. So basically, today, the topic for today, this is us getting to know a strong, independent woman. In order for us to actually really love someone or at least have a chance to be in love with us, yung strong, independent woman, we have to know them. And one of the ways for us to know them is first, you have to know that they don't need to be with anyone to feel complete. A strong, independent woman, or should I say, a woman who knows what she wants, hindi niya kasi inaasa yung pagiging kompleto sa ibang tao because that is a journey she wants to take for herself. And that somehow there are a lot of people that is in a relationship just because they find someone that makes them complete. Now, that is a recipe for disaster if you're gonna ask me. Kasi most of the time, that is the reason why we tend to lose ourselves in the process. Kasi yung tao na nagpapabuo sa atin, if there will come a time where they would walk away from us, we tend to lose ourselves just to keep them. So, if ever you want the strong, independent woman to be in love with you, or if you want to love a strong, independent woman, you have to know that they don't need to be with anyone to feel complete. Kaya nilang mag-isa. They're happy being alone. These are the type of individuals wherein you would catch their attention if you could be happy on your own as well. Hindi ko sinasabi na dapat hindi ka needy, pero at the end of the day, part of the reason why most people tends to lose themselves doon sa mga taong mahal nila is because they need someone to make them complete. And a strong, independent woman don't need that. So yun, number 1 yon, my friends. Kuya Darbs, basa muna tayo ng comments before we proceed with contestant number 2. Shout out daw, sabi ni Rudolph. Shout out sa'yo. Shout out din to Sarah May Sarah. And of course, si Mbs Bello. Pantami mong Z. Bakit ganun? Correct ka, Kuya Darb, sabi ni Alexandra Lopez. And sabi ni Archie, Dominic, strong and independent woman ka eh. Ha ha ha. Tawa siya. Ba't sino tinatawanan? Palakpakan natin yan. And then next, going back to the topic that we have, getting to know a strong, independent woman for us or for you to know how to love them. Number 2 is they're confident, but they are not afraid to make mistakes. That is, I think, the ultimate definition of being a confident individual. Hindi mo kailangang patunayan na perpekto ka for you to feel okay. Confidence is when you're able to prove to people that somehow, kahit na may mga pagkakataong nagkakamali ka, is that it's okay. And that is a sign of ultimate confidence. So if ever there are a lot of individuals wherein confidence is borrowed through sa gamit, confidence is borrowed through their status, confidence is borrowed through the car that they drive. And that if you strip them all of that, the confidence that they had previously will not be the same. So I believe a strong, independent woman is very confident to the core, regardless of those social status or the material things that they have. They're confident to the core because they know their worth. They know what they want. And they know that if ever they are not still on the process or they are still not on the place where they want, they are starting the process. And that is what makes you confident. Kasi pag may ginagawa ka sa bagay na gusto mong gawin, that makes you feel better. And that is the reason why you can never see someone criticizing you if they know that they're doing more than what you're doing. So most of the time, this is what the case is for you to love a strong, independent woman. You have to know and understand that they are confident, but they are never, ever scared of making mistakes. Pwede ko bang palakpakan yung sarili ko doon kasi walang pumapalakpak? Bago ang lahat, let's proceed. Sabi ni Vivian, I'm independent, strong woman. Tingin nila suplada ako, but I have a kind heart. Know the person first before you judge. Yes, ma'am. Let them do what they want to do. Support them, but don't let them dominate you. That's what they're saying. Thank you very much for that. And of course, sabi ni Len Lu, ini-issue ako ni Len Lu, blooming ka, in love ka ba ngayon? In love ako sa sarili ko. Ganon. Huwag mo na ngayon, wala mo nang in love. Kasi basta. We're perfect, but we face it with confidence. We are not perfect. Sabi ni Evelyn, cool. Now, let's proceed to another beautiful candidate that's gonna help us I understand what a confident Filipina is. But before that, we have some few messages coming from our sponsor, of course, Miss Universe Philippines. We'll be right back after these few messages.
This is it. I'm doing it.
It's Miss Universe Philippines, so I think it's like a major change for everyone.
I think I have to be more feminine. Well, obviously, I'm more on the androgynous side.
I'm really looking forward to the trainings, and because I heard that there are a lot of intensive trainings in Miss Universe Philippines.
To left and turn to right. Then you carry on again with another step. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk again.
At the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it really boils down to confidence.
And we're back at it again. This FB Live is powered by Miss Universe Philippines as they are launching Ring Light, the first ever online fundraising series that goes behind the scenes and beyond the spotlight to show the journey to the crown. Now, ang first episode po nila, it's titled Lights On, which will premiere in September 27. In this episode, the ladies will talk about their passions, hopes, and motivations. Get to explore their hometowns, learn about their history, and find out what drives them to go onto this journey to pursue the crown. Now, if you want to subscribe and find out who will take home the crown, you just go ahead and visit www.empire.ph.com. Cool stuff. Now, next in the list is a mentor of aspiring models and beauty queens, a Taekwondo gold medalist. Oh, yun. May sound effect tayo. An old soul who loves chivalry, classic movies, and fashion. Let's all welcome Miss Lou Dominic Pigson, representing Mandaue City.
Hi, Kuya Darbs!
What's up, Lou? How are you? How's things? Kumusta?
I'm good. Kinilig naman ako sa intro mo.
Of course. Tulad nga ng sinabi dito sa intro mo is you love chivalry. When was the last time you experienced having an opportunity to witness chivalry? Meron ba? Or
Yes, I see it naman all the time, especially with my parents. And I get to experience it as well with my brother and my dad, of course. And with the sweethearts out there that I know, they still do practice chivalry. So every time I see them do that, it just makes me kilig, and it just really shows the burning passion and the love that they have for each other.
Ay, nice. That is good to know. Our parents is supposed to be the one that shows us what chivalry is. And my question for you, Miss Lou, how do you deal with disappointments pa sa buhay kung sakali? And for sure, prior for you arriving into this situation, there were a lot of disappointments. And how do a strong independent like yourself deal with it?
That's really true. So far in my existence, I'm 24 now, and I too have experienced my own series of disappointments, and all of them really had their fair share of lessons, and all of them I have really taken into myself and have really gotten a lesson for each of them. And I just really acknowledge the disappointments that happens to me, and even the disappointments that happens to the people around me, and I learn from them as well. I just deal with them by accepting them most of the time, Kuya Darbs. And I feel like if you keep that hatred, or you keep that failure, or that disappointment in your heart, that it will make you a miserable person kasi. So at the end of the day, of course, all of us, we need time whenever we do face such failures or such things that we want to change, if ever. And we would need time to heal ourselves, and that's okay, because like you said nga, Kuya Doris, na everyone needs time naman for themselves as well, to love themselves and to accept everything that they're not. And yun lang, at the end of the day, I just find it as a blessing in disguise, the disappointments that I encounter. Kasi for every one of them naman, I get a lesson out of it, and it helps me become a better person. And I really feel like I grow every time, each mistake or each disappointment that I've ever gotten. And at the end of the day, I would just think of there's a prayer that first time that I saw it online, or first time that I've heard of it, and it's gotten really close to my heart. It says this way, ano nga yun? May God grant me the serenity of the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and to the, what do you call
Wisdom.
this?
Wisdom.
And the
to know.
wisdom to know the difference. Sakto. Yeah. So, it's
Amazing.
just a matter of accepting it and just finding the lesson in each and every one of those disappointments.
Amazing. So, tulad nga ng sinabi nila, I mean, at the end of the day, you can never expect a perfect life. And that somehow, some way, there will be situations where madidisappoint ka nga. It's just a matter of how you take it and you react to the
True.
disappointments. As a strong, independent woman as you are, we're interested. I'm interested. People is interested. What is your greatest vulnerability ba?
Ooh. If I tell you, you might use it against me. Really.
I can't promise.
Yeah, pero real talk, Kuya Darbs. That's why we're
Oh yeah,
here.
gusto ko yan, real talk, real talk. Okay,
Diba?
sige. Cool,
So,
cool.
it's probably my candidness. Because when you say vulnerability is when you show just your true open self. And it's probably my candidness that's my biggest vulnerability. Because sometimes nga, it's actually ironic because I'm actually an advocate of mental health awareness, Kuya Darbs, and I
Mhm.
always encourage everyone to everyone that I meet, to everyone who's been experiencing depression or anxiety or ano pa yan yung mga mental illnesses out there, that to just learn to acknowledge it and to talk about it because that's one way of releasing that's releasing those things that are bothering them, releasing the things that are making them feel depressed or sad or anything that's causing their anxieties. And for me, sometimes, I also everyone has their own guard and I have mine, and sometimes I feel when I become too candid or I become too blunt that
Mhm.
people tend to sometimes some people don't accept it. It's hard for them to accept that there's a side of me na ganon. And I choose to hide that part of me. And sometimes I show this very strong, independent woman facade, but deep inside, deep inside every strong woman naman talaga is her vulnerability, which makes her more beautiful. And I'm not hiding it. I'm just saying that there are times that I choose who I share my vulnerabilities with. And I'm very thankful for those people who accept me with my flaws and all. So, yun lang talaga, Kuya Darbs.
Being candid is your greatest vulnerability.
Yeah,
And it's nice for us to understand like not everybody is perfect, and people can see that you're a strong independent woman. At the end of the day, you have your own flaws, as you can say, but it doesn't matter because the right people, right support system will accept that. And I
true.
think most of us is able to at least use that as a process to find out who really is the true friends that we have. Kasi most of the time, once we show our vulnerability, people who exploit it, people who use it against us are not the people that we're supposed to surround ourselves with, but people who respects that, people who is helping us to overcome that. I think that is one of the greatest way for us to know that those people are right by us. Ganon. I
All
thank
I
you.
can all I can do is nod talaga sa'yo, Kuya Darv. I just agree to everything what you just said. Yeah, and
Well,
I
well,
do have yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, please, please.
Yeah, and to be honest, I do have cut ties with a few people in the past because nga, like you said, they're not very accepting of the vulnerabilities and how I handle disappointments and all that. But those who have stuck with me, I'm very thankful for them, and it goes to show that they are the true people who really do love me as who I really am deep inside and out.
Cool stuff. Thank you very much for that wonderful answer. For sure, maraming napulot yung mga strong independent woman din dyan and would want to become a strong independent woman just like you guys. Um, any messages you wanted to tell before we proceed to our next candidate? Campaign that you want to promote, your beneficiary? Floor
Yeah,
is yours.
so right now we have the ring light series, as what Ivana shared earlier. So for me, I have my beneficiary. Her name is Hallie Ramirez. She's actually one of those people who I just mentioned who are very supportive and who are very loving of who I really am. So right now, I just really want to pay it forward to her as well. Unfortunately, she's been diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma stage 2 just this year. So it wasn't just a pandemic that's happened unfortunately to her. So there's her being diagnosed with cancer also. I just really want to help my good friend Hallery. She is a very talented motion graphics designer. And right now she just finished her chemotherapy, and so she is now doing her radio therapy. So I just really want to help her financially. And with the use of my referral code RL Mandawi when you subscribe to Ring Light series, you get to help me help Hallery, and of course with a chosen partner organization of Miss Universe Philippines. So thank you to everyone who's been supporting me, who's been sending me their screenshots of them subscribing. It really means a lot to me and Hallery. And sa mga hindi pa po, you still have 6 days before we air Ring Light series.
Yon. Thank you very much. May 6 days pa kayo ha. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you very much, Lou. I'll see you again later ha. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. See you.
Yon. So, going back to the topic that we have, little by little, we are starting to have an opportunity getting to know a strong, independent woman. And as what I have mentioned before, if ever you think that you're a strong, independent woman, this could also be a self-awareness for you and to people who would want to love you as well. Kasi we're going to be discussing this for us, how to know, how to learn, how to love a strong, independent woman. Kanina, we discussed, first of all, don't need to be with anyone else to feel complete. That's one of the things that you have to understand with them. Of course, they are very confident, but not afraid to make mistakes. And number three, they know their worth is not measured by the standards of men and of society. Diba? Amazing. Yan. Here's what I wanted everybody to understand, that it is a strength for you not to be a prisoner of someone's opinion, not to be a prisoner of someone who would say to you that you're supposed to be like this, like this, like that, and because your friend or your father or your family or your sister is like this. It's very easy for us to say it, not to get affected, but somehow most people in society right now unconsciously is actually giving value onto the opinion of others. So much so that we lose our individuality. Now, being strong is for you to know that you don't need validation outside, and that you will have the strength not to follow the norms just to satisfy the people around you. And most of the time, there's a lot of people who would want to please everybody because we cannot take the negativity that people will tell us. At the end of the day, that is a losing formula. Bakit? Kasi kahit ikaw pa ang pinakamabuting tao sa mundo, meron at meron pa ring taong magsasabi ng masama sa'yo. So, it is a strength that your worth is not measured by the standards of men and of the society. And that most if you are a strong, independent woman, most of them actually loses their individuality just cause they wanted to be the right person for the guy. They wanted to be the right person for someone. And it could be the case, but at the end of the day, it loses you lose your individuality on that specific level. You have to be right for someone, but you don't lose yourself to go to that process. The right person will be right for you kasi gusto niya kung anong nakikita niya, because you are trying to develop yourself day by day, your strength, your weaknesses, and somehow it takes strength. It takes strength not to it takes strength to go beyond the untaken path. Kasi most of the time, most people that are average are usually taking the road na tinitake ng iba, and it takes a lot of strength to be on that opposite side, to be on that road where not everybody else is taking, because they're scared to take the risk. So you have to know your worth. They know their worth, that it is not measured by the standards of men and of the society. Ano sinabi ko yan, Darbs? Anyway, going back, next on the list, which is gonna help us identify further, for us to have an opportunity getting to know a strong, independent woman. She graduated cum laude with a degree in development communication. She loves reading. She's also an anime lover, a K-pop super fan, and dreams of founding an organization protecting children from child labor. Let's all welcome Miss Carolyn Joy Veronilia.
Hi! Maayong gabi, Darbs. Maayong gabi sa tanan ng mga Bisaya nato nga viewers karon. I hope you are all doing well. Again, I'm Caroline Veronilia, proudly representing Misamis Oriental.
Yay! So another Bisaya in the house. Good evening sa'yo, Miss Caroline. How are you?
Hello! Hello!
How's things? Everything good? Everything fine?
Good. Actually, I was listening to the girls earlier and listening to you talk, and I'm really just grateful that we are having this conversation right now, because I really think that it's timely, and I think this is the first step for us to be able to accept strong, independent, even women even more in our society.
Yes, ma'am. Wait lang, Caroline. I think hindi ka ba gumagalaw or nag-freeze ka lang?
Oh no,
Imposible
probably
naman.
the
Imposible hindi ka
internet.
gumagalaw, di ba? Okay lang yan. Technical error. You can just go ahead and come back. I'll wait for you. On the meantime, magbabasa muna ako ng comment. You can just come back again, Caroline, para maayos yung connection mo. Okay?
Got it.
Okay, cool. So, bago ang lahat, magbabasa muna tayo. May mga chance na naman ng mga RTD fan. Buti na lang. Masya-shoutout ako ni Kuya Darbs. Okay, sabi ni Dave Boy, tala daw. Si Princess Evelyn, malinaw din siya magsalita. Uy. Shout out kay Glyza, Kathleen K. Shout out din kay Gemma. Sabi niya, Darbs, baka ma-inlove ka sa mga dilag na guest natin. Oy, wag kang mag-issue, Mars. Baka mapagalitan tayo. Pero I have to admit, they are very pretty. Not just that, very talented as well. And of course, they know and they are one of the very few strong independent women I know. Ayan na, si Caroline. You're back. Kumusta?
Am I? Is it a
Yes.
lot better now?
Yes, way, way, way better.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
Saan ba ako naputol?
Oo nga eh. Hindi ko alam yung gumanon ka na nun eh.
Well, anyway, I was saying earlier na I'm really grateful that we're having this conversation right now because I think it's very timely that we learn to accept strong, independent women in our society.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Of course. And thank you very much for allowing this would-be strong independent woman or the strong independent woman who's watching with us right now. My question for you, Caroline, is that yan, paano pa eh? What would you say to people who think that a woman needs a man to be happy? Ooh, grabe yon, Kuya Darbs.
Grabe, seryosong topic.
Oo, seryosong tanong. Okay, sige. The floor is yours.
But first of all, I would just like to say my opinion about this, and I strongly oppose this kind of perspective. Why? Because I think that this kind of mindset just came from a time when we thought that women are not capable of earning for themselves, not capable of deciding for themselves, not capable of going outside and exploring the world and being able to take care of herself. So right now, times have changed, and we need to realize that women are more than capable of love. They are capable of being passionate, of having a career, of having goals, and we need to change that mindset and accept that women are allowed to be strong and independent, to pursue whatever they want to pursue, and that they do not need a man to be happy. Sometimes they just probably need a dog or a good career or a stable family. You don't know. We don't have the right to define what makes a person happy. And that's something that we have to learn to respect.
Ganon. Kulang ng ganon eh.
Kulang pa ng snap.
Thank you very much for that strong words, and I totally agree. Women, I see women as equal to men. I think women can even do way better, a lot of things way better than men, such as being able to like yung tulad ng nanay ko, she's able to prepare herself and at the same time prepare us and be on time, diba? So that takes a strong woman to do it. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would just like to thank you for recognizing that, because some people still think that women are still inferior to them, and that's a reality. And we are in a continuous fight to change that kind of mindset, because it becomes a herited mindset if you are able to show that kind of example to the next generation. So we consistently have to fight that, and I'm really grateful that you see women as equal.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm happy to be one of those people who push that and in my own little way as well. Now, here's another question for you, Caroline.
Go.
If it would come to a point where you have to choose between your career or your man, what would you choose? Ooh, juicy. Floor is yours.
Tricky. Tricky because I'm currently in a relationship right
Yeah.
now. And I'm very blessed that I have a partner who understands where I'm coming from and
Mhm.
understands my dreams and goals. And right now, I can confidently say to you that if I were to choose my between my career and my partner, it would have to be my career. Because women, you have to understand that you are you are allowed to choose to have a good career over a relationship. You are allowed to have your own decisions. You are allowed to pursue your dream depending on your timeline. And it's not being selfish when you decide to focus on yourself. It's about self-love. And you cannot give what you cannot have. So always learn to prioritize yourself. If you're like me, who are at a point in your life when you want to prioritize your career, when you want to grow in the industry that you are in, or you want to pursue your passion or your advocacy, then go do it. But that's me. That's because I am at that point in my life. But if you're the person who decides that you are ready to settle down, you'd rather spend your life with your partner, then that's totally okay. I would just like to correct the mindset that you have to choose between having a career and keeping your man. Because truth be told, you can have both. And I hope that you find that person who would be able to support you in choosing your path first and growing in that road first, and then being able to grow together. But if you're also at the point, again, if you're at the point in your life when you want to just settle down, you just want to be happy with your partner, build a family together, then that's totally okay. If you are at that point in your life, make sure that you are ready in whatever decisions that you want to choose. Make sure that you are ready for the path that you want to take. And, you know, people need to learn to respect that. And we have to demand to be respected, to have the ability to choose the path that we want to.
Amazing. Bakit ako na-solo dun? Sorry. Bakit ako na-solo dun? Amazing. Thank you. That is something that most people actually have a difficulty
Mhm.
understanding and choosing. Pero at the end of the day, you do you. Tulad ng sinabi mo,
Yeah.
you do you.
Mm-mm.
Um, I think there were
I
a lot
would
of people. Yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry,
Please.
sorry. Sorry, I would
It's
just
fine. It's
like to
fine.
add kasi na sometimes we think that a women at a certain point or at a certain age have to be like this, or at 25 you have to be married, you have to have already kids. But if that's not you, if that's not what
Yeah.
you want to do at your age or at that point in your life, then you shouldn't be apologetic about it. As you said earlier, women are not bound to the standards of society of men and even of other women, because sometimes we contradict each other. So do you, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel confident, whatever makes you feel fulfilled, and that you are feeling that you are doing your purpose, then go ahead, by all means do it.
Thank you very much for that answer. I think there were a lot of people who was able to relate to that, and there's a lot of realization. Thank you very much. For sure, we're gonna get more of you later. Carolina, messages to sa mga supporters mo ngayon. Ang dami mo ng supporters. Just like our Ivana kanina and si Lou din
Mhm.
kanina, there were a lot of people who get to know them more on what they stand for. So messages to the sponsors or to the beneficiaries or to your campaign, go ahead. The
Mhm.
floor is yours.
Yeah, I've been seeing comments popping at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us in our conversation. I think this is a very timely talk, and I'm grateful that I'm able to share with you my opinion. And if you want to talk more about it, you can reach me on my social media accounts, both on Facebook and Instagram. That's Caroline Veronilia. And also, I would like to encourage you, the same as what my sisters did, to subscribe to our ring light series at www.empire.ph and use my referral code RL Misamis Oriental, because when you use my referral code, a portion of your subscription will go to my beneficiary, who is Ma'am Elioni Monding. Ma'am Elioni is the chairperson of Tingog sa Kasanag, or Tisaka. It's a community organization in my province, Misamis Oriental. they help and they rescue, they support women and children who have been victims or at risk of sexual violence and abuse. So, as I gear my advocacy on fighting for the rights of children, I am focusing on protecting them from violence and abuse, which I believe is very timely right now, considering that we are in a pandemic and some households can be hostile for children. So, again, I encourage you to subscribe to our Ring Light series. Again, it's for 299 and we will be able to impact so many people as well as the organizations Miss Universe Philippines is working with, such as the WWF, AHA Learning Center, and the Philippine Fashion Coalition.
Umiinom kasi ako kaya medyo natagalan ako.
It's okay.
Thank you very much, Miss Caroline. Later on, you're going to be joined by Miss Ivana and Miss Lou. So thank you very much for your messages. For sure, marami kang na-inspire. And I'll see you again later.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. So I think I wanted to touch on the last question kanina. I think this is going to give you value because somehow I was also able to give this vlog previously. Pangarap o pag-ibig? I mean, basically, which one will you choose? If you're gonna ask me, at the end of the day, you do you. I mean, my answer could be different than yours, and if ever you have your own, I respect that. Pero as what we have been discussing earlier, a person who is on the process of being complete, or at least in the stage of being complete, will have the capacity to love better, love more, and become the right person for someone. You would not want to find yourself being trapped in a marriage because at that specific time you think that there was no way for you to achieve your dreams and that you settled for something less. And that when one day you wake up, you found out that you are actually a strong, independent woman and that you're capable of doing the things that you want to do. And knowing that capabilities, and then you look at the person beside you, that person could not also be supporting the things that you want. That is a place wherein you don't want to find yourself in because very difficult to navigate. So I would rather want you to choose your dreams, because choosing your dreams could lead you to the right love for you. At the end of the day, sa tamang pagkakataon, darating at darating yung tamang tao para sa'yo. Pero it's your moral responsibility to yourself to fulfill that need, that dream, that purpose by yourself muna. So yun ang, that's my take on pangarap o pag-ibig. Now, going back to what we were discussing earlier, we are for sure getting to know a strong, independent woman. And that, knowing that, we will know how to love them. Paano natin mahalin? So, one of the things that we can actually know is this. No, you have to know and you have to understand that they are not an object for male consumption and are willing to go against stereotypes to fight for their rights. That is, I think, one of the definitions of becoming strong. Not being able to worry what people will say because they stand up for their truth. They stand up for what is right. A strong, independent woman is not abusive of her power, but she uses that power to somehow influence for the good. Tulad ng sinabi ko, you have to understand that they are not an object for male consumption. And that if ever they were, they would basically fight their way out of that situation. And I hope that you guys understand that loving someone who's as strong as this is very difficult, but very worth it. Posted a vlog earlier, a picture that it mentioned there that you thought you like her, but she is made of lightning and thunder, and that you were afraid of a little rain. So if you want her lightning, if you want her thunder, you have to be willing to get wet with her rain. And that you don't only have to love her flashes and bangs, you also have to learn to love her entire weather. So that is something that most people don't understand, that a strong, independent woman, as mighty, as great as they may look, at the end of the day, they're all human beings as well. And somehow, they need someone who would support them, improve them. They're not perfect. They will still need someone to be there with them, as a support system. And if you can be that person, I mean, I wish you well. And if ever you find yourself a strong, independent woman, good luck. Sana all. Talagang ano talaga yung sana all mo, Kuya Darbs, di ba? Anyway, guys, we're gonna be having a few messages coming from our sponsor, and after that, we will have our final thoughts ng mga candidates natin, and it's very interesting for them to tell us their final thoughts about the topic for tonight. So please, wag kang umalis. Diyan ka lang, ha? Dito ka na, alis ka pa. We have few messages coming from our sponsor, Miss Universe Philippines. We'll be right back.
This is it. I'm doing it.
It's Miss Universe Philippines, so I think it's like a major change for everyone.
I think I have to be more feminine. Well, obviously, I'm more on the androgynous side.
I'm really looking forward to the trainings, and because I heard that there are a lot of intensive trainings in Miss Universe Philippines.
To left and turn to right. Then you carry on, we get in with another step. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk again.
At the camera?
Okay. I think it really boils down to confidence.
We are back at it again. Now, this Facebook Live, this YouTube Live, this podcast is powered by Miss Universe Philippines as they are launching their Ring Light series. The first ever online fundraising series that goes behind the scenes and beyond the spotlight to show the journey to the crown. Now, each episode takes the viewers behind the spotlight and shows you what it truly takes to become a beauty queen with purpose. Hindi puro ganda lang, Mars. Viewers will witness behind the scene activities such as rigorous training and different challenges din, proving that beauty is more than just skin deep. So, Kuya Dars, paano nga ba ako makakanood dito? Gusto ko na, I wanna follow those lovely candidates na nakita ko kanina. Well, my friend, the subscription is only 299 pesos. This includes 5 episodes na, plus the preliminaries, which is swimsuit and evening gown episode. Nandun kasali na din ang question and answer episode, and of course, the coronation night. If you're really interested, which I am, in the journey towards interviewing the candidates, I really want to know because the competition is so high. I want to know who will take home the crown. If you're as curious as me, go ahead, check out www.empire.ph for you to learn more and for you to subscribe. So, I think it's time for us to call our lovely candidates. Miss Ivana, Miss Lou, and Miss Carolyn. How are you guys?
Hello!
Hi, girls!
Grabe, ganda. Natutunaw ako, Kuya Darbs. Anyway, guys, I hope you are you're able to understand that somehow you were able to give value doon sa mga nakikinig ngayon at nakikita, nanonood, and that somehow the values that you have imparted with them, they can somehow pay it forward. So, few messages, or what is your messages sa lahat ng mga nanonood with regards to the topic? And of course, after that, you can tell us where they can follow you, how they can support you. How can you become a strong, independent woman? And if ever you are, how do you navigate the trials of life? And the messages, your messages doon sa mga taong strong, independent woman, or those people who don't consider themselves as one, which we both know they have the capability. So this is time for you to motivate them. I believe, Miss Ivana, you can go ahead and proceed.
For me, Darbs, I think the only way a woman can be strong and independent is if she truly knows herself, her core values, her beliefs, and that should boil down to loving herself deeply. I think the moment you want to be independent is knowing that you can support yourself, you can love yourself even without any attention or any love from other people. I mean, of course, I won't deny the fact that we all need love and we all need, a significant other. But at the end of the day, what truly matters is if you know who you are. And because of that, it won't be really hard for you to accept negative things from the outside world. Like you wouldn't really struggle much when it comes to having problems or anxiety or anything that you are experiencing negatively, especially at this time of pandemic. And um, knowing yourself is a process. It's not an overnight thing. So it's important that you also embrace the fact that it will take you a long time to know yourself, to love yourself, because it's like what I said, it's not easy, and you will experience a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of setbacks before you can truly say that, oh, okay, I'm a strong and independent woman. I believe that every failure, every mistake is a step, is a huge step towards becoming the independent or a strong woman that you really want to be. And it's not impossible. We can all see that through the different beauty queen icons or personalities that we know of today, especially the people that we know, people that we surround ourselves with. We already know what it's like to be a true, strong, and independent woman. So again, it's not easy. It's not a very smooth ride to get to where you want to be, but it will be worth it. Every tears, every sweat, blood will be worth it as long as you are eyeing your goal, which is to become a strong and independent woman or a man, of course. So there.
Thank you very much for acknowledging a man here. Okay, and any message doon sa mga supporters mo, Ivana, and then
Yes.
how can we follow you and then take the floor?
Mhm. Thank you to all of the Makatizans out there who's watching this. Thank you all so much for the support. To Team Ivanang Pinay, thank you all so much for supporting me since day one. You can follow me on Instagram. It's at Ivana Pasis _ and my official Facebook page, which is Ivana Pasis. You can follow me there. You can message me. I'm very interactive with my followers as well. So I hope to see you guys there.
Thank you very much for that, Miss Ivana.
Thank you.
Of course, Miss Lou. Final messages about the topic: getting to know a strong, independent woman. Your message to your fans, followers, and how they can support you.
So, a strong, independent woman, it takes a bunch of other strong, independent women to create such a strong, independent woman. And for that, I would just like to thank to all of the women who have gotten my back and all of the men who have also supported me. Like you said, Kuya Dars, what Ivana said also. Of course, we have to acknowledge also the gentleman who has helped us through in life. And you know, for those women who are very unsure of themselves, who have so low self-esteem, you guys have so much potential, and all you have to do is break out of those shells and just focus on the things that you love and the things that you think that would bring out the best in you, your true authentic self. Sabi nga ng Miss Universe Philippines sa amin, just being our true authentic self, and we will bring our best into the and we will give our best into the table. And I'm sure everybody a lot can relate to um, being so comfortable in their what do you call this, in their yung masyado na silang comfortable kung saan na sila when they can be so much more. You should get out of your shell and do what you think is best for you, and for what's best for you, and for something that can help you grow as a person. And uh, I just really want to say that learn to love yourself first before you venture into a relationship, I would say, since then yan naman po talaga yung topic. And once you learn your real worth, and once you know what you want and what you don't want, then you can eventually find that person who will really much coincide with your personality and with who you really are, and will accept you for that. So yeah, so to all of my supporters, thank you so much. Because of you, I am here. I still have a lot of things to improve with myself, but you still love me the way I am. And you guys can follow me on my social media accounts. On Instagram, that's at PicZonLudoms. On Facebook, I have Miss Universe Philippines Mandawi page. And for my advocacy page, that's Rise Up Campaign by Binibining Civil Heritage. So thank you, and don't forget my referral code RL Mandawi.
Yay! Thank you very much. For sure, marami ka ding na-inspire to those people who's watching. Of course, last but not the least, Miss Caroline, take it away.
Yeah, so I would just like to say that we are capable of defining what a strong, independent person is. And we may vary in intensity on how that comes across. But at the end of the day, the core of that is learning to love yourself and learning that you are capable of making your own decisions. You are able to do the things that you want to do and that you do not need permission from other people. As long as you are being authentic, as long as you are being true to yourself and you know your purpose, you know what you want to do with the platform you're given, with the circle that you have, with the family that you have, with the community you are in, then go do it. Go do what you want to do and do not allow other people to define who you are. Do not allow other people to undermine what a strong, independent person is. Because again, as what my sisters highlighted, it can be applied for both women and men. So if you are going through that kind of dilemma, know that you need to learn to love yourself first, and being strong and independent would just come across. It would be the fruit of learning to love yourself. So I hope that you would take that opportunity and really get to know yourself better and learning to value what you want to do and learning to appreciate the things that you have and the things that you are capable of. So if you want to talk more about this, I would be very willing to have this conversation with you. Again, you can follow me on my Instagram and Facebook accounts. That's Caroline Veronilia. And I would just like to reiterate and encourage you even more to subscribe to our Ring Light series so you not only get to help our beneficiaries and our partner organizations, but you also get to understand the effort, the hard work, and the energy that we put into just so we can represent ourselves and our advocacies better on the Miss Universe Philippines stage. Again, thank you, Darbs, and thank you to all our listeners. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much to the lovely ladies that I am with right now. I don't even know how was I able to proceed with the talent, the wit that you have. But for sure, the main goal for tonight is to bring value to those people who is watching and listening. And if ever we were able to at least change one soul in your perspective, I think it's all worth it. So thank you very much sa lahat sa inyo, Ivana, Lou, and of course Miss
Thank you
Caroline.
so much, Darb.
Thank
I hope
you.
that
Thank you, Kidorps.
you guys will continue to inspire a lot of people more. So thank you very much din sa lahat ng mga nakikinig. If you wanted to know who will take home the crown, go ahead, visit www.empire.ph, subscribe there. Painit na painit, painit ng painit ang labanan. So please go ahead, support. And this has been a Real Talk, Darbs. I think I want you to understand that you're supposed to always give self-worth, value yourself, be a strong, independent woman, even if you still on the process of doing it. That is worth the shot. So maraming salamat. Real Talk Darbs here. A self-worth lang tayo since day one. Yalla, bye. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much. Bye. Wait lang. Magko-commercial pa pala ako. Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
It's a scam.
Final na to. Final na to. Thank you very much. Yalla, bye. Real Talk Darbs. Signing off.
This is it. I'm doing it.
It's Miss Universe Philippines, so I think it's like a major change for everyone.
I think I have to be more feminine. Well, obviously, I'm more on the androgynous side.
I'm really looking forward to the trainings, and because I heard that there are a lot of intensive trainings in Miss Universe Philippines.
To left and turn to right. Then you carry on again with another step. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk again.
At the camera?
Okay. I think it really boils down to confidence.
shit, bigan, ano malahig man ka.
Real Talk Darbs.